Okay, let's go through some of the problems on the homework. So you may have noticed that the first couple of problems, there is a common factor. In this problem, 3x is getting multiplied by x plus 6, and then positive 2 is also getting multiplied by x plus 6. So this x plus 6 is a factor of both 3x and positive 2. It's our common factor. Bring that here first. And now I want to multiply that common factor by the two things that it's getting multiplied by, and put that in a separate set of parentheses together. So the 3x is getting multiplied by x plus 6 and the positive 2. So when I'm all done, this is my solution. Now it's also the same thing. It doesn't matter which order you multiply in. If you have this as your answer, it's the same thing, 3x plus 2 times x plus 6. That's the same exact answer. Multiplication is commutative. You can multiply in any order and get the same result. Over here, the common factor is x minus 3. So I put down my common factor of x minus 3. And then in the next set of parentheses, I'm going to put down the two things that x minus 3 is getting multiplied by. What's in front of x minus 3 here? 2x. What's in front of x minus 3 here? Positive 12. So again, that's my solution to that one. And again, it doesn't matter what order I multiply in. This is also a solution. It's the same exact answer. Okay, so let's do the last two problems in the homework set. These weren't done for you. You can't see what the common factor is, so we have to find them. And to do that, we put them into two groups of two. These two terms go in one group, these two terms go in another group, and that's why we call it factor by grouping. We group them first. So in the first two terms, I don't see a number that's a common factor, but I do see that this is x times x times x, and this is x times x. So that means that they're both getting multiplied by x twice. This is x 3 times, and then x twice getting multiplied by itself. So the common factor here is always going to be whatever variable. If there's a common variable, you use that, and then you use the lowest exponent. The lowest exponent here is 2. So my common factor is x squared. Now, to get what goes in the parentheses, I need to divide both of these terms by x squared. So I'll do that over here. X cubed plus x squared. I'm going to divide them both by x squared. So that means both of them get divided by x squared. So x cubed over x squared first, and then I'm going to add it to x squared over x squared. Well, anything divided by itself is 1. So I know that this term, that's just 1. I'm just going to change it. X squared divided by itself, that's just 1. And this right here, this is just x times x times x. And I divide that by x getting multiplied by itself twice. So 1x in the numerator cancels out 1 in the denominator because anything divided by itself is 1. This is also 1. So what I'm left with is x over 1, which is just x. And the last term here is x squared over x squared, which is just 1. So hopefully my common factor is x plus 1. It should be. Whatever's here, it should be the common factor here. But I look here and I see a positive 5x and a positive 5. That means that my greatest common factor is positive 5. This sign is important. I don't want to just put down 5. I have to put either plus 5 or minus 5. In this case, it's positive 5. And it should be x plus 1. I'm just going to go ahead and put it there first and just make sure that that works. 5 times x, yes, that's 5x. When I distribute 5 to the 1, I do get 5. So that is correct. So now I can see that my common factor is x plus 1. X plus 1 is getting multiplied by x squared here. X plus 1 is getting multiplied by positive 5 here. So pull out the common factor first. And in the second set of parentheses, what is this getting multiplied by? First, it's getting multiplied by x squared, so that's the first thing in the second set of parentheses. And it's also getting, x plus 1 is also getting multiplied by positive 5. So that's the second thing in the second set of parentheses. Done. I had to group them first. Let's do that here. Again, group the first two, group the second two. Well, in the first two, that's the same thing we had here. X cubed minus x squared, the common factor is x squared. And in the parentheses, I'm going to have x plus 1, just like I did here. Oh, my apologies. It's going to be x minus 1 here because there's a minus sign here. So x minus 1, because negative x squared over positive x squared is negative 1. So I should have the same thing over here, x minus 1, but I can see my common factor here is going to be a positive 6. Let's see, I'm going to just put that common factor down because I know that's what it should be. And just check. 6 times x, does that give me 6x? Yes. Positive 6 times negative 1, does it give me negative 6? Yes. So I can write this as my common factor, x minus 1, in one set of parentheses, and in the other set of parentheses, whatever's in front of the parentheses each side. So in this time, x minus 1 is being multiplied by x squared. X minus 1 is also being multiplied by positive 6 here. So they go in the second set of parentheses, and that is done.